Well, all you know is what you know. And, I learned it from the ground up the hard way. I was in a small area on the Outer Banks, so all I knew was what was going on there and what
Yeah.
was working there. So that was what I was kind of limited to. And then as I started working with and meeting other developers from other areas, I started to learn and grow. So, I think I've done okay considering where I was and where I came from and
Hmm.
the limited knowledge I had. And then as I gained the knowledge, I started putting to work and using it, and I'm really using it now. And, hopefully this year, I've got about $100 million worth of projects in the development pipeline. So,
Awesome.
I should be able to really ramp it up from here. I'm 51 now. But, I'm in a college town, University of Virginia, Charlottesville. We have Darden School of Business, one of the MBA programs in the country. And I talk to a lot of young MBA students that will come in and ask me for advice. And I tell them what I just told you. Find whoever it is that is the best in the business at what you want to do. Go work for them, learn from them, even if you have to do it for free. And I
Mm.
would argue, even if you have to pay them, if they're that good and
Yeah.
they're who you want to be one day, if you got to pay them
Yeah.
and do whatever you have to do to go to work for them and learn from them. Because it's not only what you're going to learn, it's the contacts you're going to make, it's the resources you're going to gather along the way. So there's a lot more than just the knowledge and the education. It's the network, it's the resources, it's the confidence, it's everything. So
Yeah.
that's what I tell young people today coming out of college with graduate degrees that are headed into the workforce. I don't have any one person, so I've never had a formal mentor, but I've learned from a number of people over the years, and I've had a number of people that have made an impact on me in different ways in different areas.
Mm.
Early in my career when I was working in construction, one of the guys I was working for, he had his own business, and he was just really influential to me because he just had his own little company and he was doing his own thing. So I learned from him that I could be self-employed, I could create my own future. I've had different individuals along the way that I've taken wisdom from. I have good friends now that are good influences in my life that I look up to that are a lot smarter than me.
Mm.
So it's really, there is no one person. I have a couple of really good close friends now that are very impactful in my life and that I do a lot of things with. But it's a culmination of a lot of different people. I just don't have that one individual that I can say, hey, that person really made a difference in my life. Yeah. And there's a lot of different ways. So you have the business standpoint, then you have faith and family. And I'd say probably my spiritual mentor that I met on the Outer Banks in '97, who helped me really cultivate my faith journey, was probably the most influential overall from a person, as a father, a husband, a dad,
Hmm.
and the business as well. So that was one individual that made a big difference. But from a business perspective, it's been a lot of different people. So just technology in general. So I'm outsourced. I work from home. I manage teams in different areas,
Hmm.
all up and down the Eastern region and down into North Carolina. So, I leverage technology to my fullest advantage. So all of my documents are online. Everything's in the cloud. I can do 90% of what I do from my phone.
Hmm.
I use a Mac system, so everything kind of crosses over
Yeah.
and works out really well. So there's not really one specific thing because what I do bigger deals and I do less of them. So it's not like a huge thing that I need to manage. But I
Right.
have architects, engineers, general contractors, realtors, all working for me in the different areas on different projects I'm doing.
Hmm.
Like I've got a hotel project I'm working on right now. It's probably a $25 million project that we're working on the entitlements and getting it out of the ground and things like that. So, and some multifamily ground up deals and renovation. So they're big projects with big teams. So they have all the day-to-day stuff. But what I do is I keep track of everybody through, online document management systems like Dropbox,
Hmm.
the iCloud,
Yeah.
things like that. So just technology in general. I really embrace it, use it, leverage it, and I outsource everything and I use the talents of others. So my system is finding professionals that are the best at what they do and letting them do their thing and managing and leading them and coaching. Exactly. And, I just have no backlog in my life. I mean, I take care of things as they come in. I keep up with everything on a daily basis. So I never have backlog. I'm never behind. I never have to play catch up. Well, there's so many, but obviously the first one, and a lot of people say it, is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I read that, and that opened my mind to having a business that provided cash flow to do other things.
Hmm.
So that's what I took away from Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It is a real estate investing book, but I looked at it more of an entrepreneurial type book where, hey, have a business, be a business owner, and leverage other people's assets like we just talked about. Have a business that runs on its own. Now, when I say that, I don't mean you don't have to be there, you don't have to pay attention. I just mean it operates day to day without you being involved in the daily operations, but you still got to watch and pay attention and know what's going on and lead that organization. So anyways, I read that, then I read The Power of Positive Thinking, Norman Vincent Peale, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, and then a number of books, Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar, so all the greats, right? So
Yeah.
I'm a constant learner. My iPhone back in the day, it was, it was the cassettes,
Yeah.
Walkman, and then it was the CD
Yeah.
Walkman, and then it was iPod. I've never had music. It's always been books on tape. So I'm
Yes.
constantly pouring into myself, listening to a number of things, but those are probably the foundation. And then from a management system standpoint, the 1 Minute Manager was the most impactful management system and philosophy that I've ever used that helped me succeed, helped me grow my companies as fast as I grew them. But all of those things together, kind of are what made me what I am. Managing by Harold Janine, that's a great book. He was the CEO of ITT, multi-conglomerate, one of the first multi-international conglomerates, and all about how to run integrated multiple organizations all at one time, things like that. So, there's a lot of great stuff out there, and I read books all the time now. I'm constantly reading and pouring into myself. And again, I'm listening to podcasts. I'm listening to books on tape. I've got satellite radio for my wife. I don't ever listen to anything but educational and professional development stuff.